Alright, so now that we got everything all hooked up and we can kind of stand back, you can see the wing back there. What's good, grind schoolers? It's your boy Rob, and we back with another one. So right now we're going to get to these taillights right here. These are the original ones. Obviously we're going to take those out and we're going to go with the Technostalgia or something like that taillights, the sequential taillights. They also have the afterburner ring. I was going to just go with the ones that just have the afterburner ring, but I like the sequential tail lights as well. So this light will blink and then this light will blink when I turn on my turning signals, or when I turn on my hazards. It will be, you know, sequentially. You'll see them on a lot of Mustangs and stuff like that, but we're gonna go ahead and throw them on the Camaro. And basically, you know, it shouldn't be too hard. All you got to do pretty much is take these little pop tabs out, and this just holds the this plastic cover on, so you can access the tail lights, the connectors. And then also there are, I believe, 3 screws on each tail light. The one under here, like that's kind of back up under, like the back over here, is kind of difficult to get to, so you kind of have to contort your hand to get to that screw. I'll show you what I mean once I take this off. And then also these bezels, they just pop in. There's nothing really holding them on except a clip, and I'll show you what I mean once I get to that as well. But without further ado, we're gonna go ahead and pop all this stuff off on both ends here, and as we go through the process, I'll show you what I mean. Okay, so now that we got the plastic covering off of the taillights, we can now see, we can access the wiring harnesses and also the screws for the taillight. So you'll have these, I believe they're 10 millimeters, just same thing like on the trunk. You'll have 3 of them on each taillight. So you have that one down there at the bottom, this one here, and then this one right here, and it's the same on both sides. But there's one that is all the way in the corner, if you can see, like where my finger is. It's kind of really difficult to get in there and see, but it's all the way back over there in the corner. same as what this one will be. That one is pretty difficult to get to, so you probably want to undo the wiring harnesses and stuff like that so you have more room. But for the most part, it's pretty difficult to get to. And like mine, I was able to unscrew with my hands, so it wasn't too difficult. If you have to get a ratchet in there or a box wrench or something like that, box wrench would probably be your best bet. If you can see it over there, just try to get it the best you can, and then these tail lights will pop out. Also, for these chrome bezels, they're just little like tabs that you got to push down, and then you'll be able to pull the bezel right on out. Be careful that you don't break this, because if you break it, pretty much you'll have to get a new one, because it won't clip in here, and you know, you'll have either a bezel either hanging off or just not in there correctly. So be sure that you push these down gently and then they'll pop right out, and then you'll be able to get the tail lights out in order to replace them. Okay, so now that we got the tail lights out, the next phase in the process is we have to disconnect the wiring harness. And under there's a rubber grommet that you have to basically push through the trunk. Let me see if I can get it. So that little rubber grommet right there, you got to push it through the trunk so you can push the wiring harness all the way through. And in order to get to that rubber grommet, you're gonna have to pull the carpet in the trunk back a little bit. So there's a little pop tab up under here that holds the carpet on, so you'll want to get to that and go ahead and pull that back. Also, I had to take off the plastic piece that goes on behind here, and all it is 3 of these little like luggage suitcase holder screws that go on each one of these bolts that are fixed to the car. And then after that, I just use a screwdriver to like kind of wedge in between that. And then there's 2 little clips right here on the back that just clip in there and they pop up real easy, and you'll be able to get that plastic piece that's on the back of the trunk out. So this is the harness that we have to slide through inside the trunk, and we got to cut the grommet open a little bit so that we can slide this through so that we can get it to the back where everything else will connect. And there's instructions that come with the Technostalgia headlights or taillights, I'm sorry, but I feel like video is helpful as well. But we're gonna go ahead and slide these through the grommet, and then after that we'll be able to cinch up everything in the trunk and get that all done. It's real simple, real easy, and then we'll connect the taillights and we should be good to go. Everything else is just plug and play. After we plug everything up and together, we'll be ready to fire this thing up and we'll see what the taillights look like. And also too, it's just a reverse of what you did to take everything out. You just put the new taillights back in and they're color coordinated, so you'll want to make sure you follow the color coordination. And then after you plug everything up, put all the nuts onto the taillights, put your bezels back on, and you'll be ready to go. Alright you guys, so we're finished up with the taillights, the Technostalgia taillights. They look a little different. They have less honeycomb inside of them. They look a little bit more tinted as well, but man, I'm loving the look of it. I gotta put my chrome bezels back on, but yeah, it was pretty simple. Like I said, the directions are really easy. It's just a bunch of connecting and, you know, wiring through the back of the tail light. Not really like wiring, but just feeding the wires through stuff, and that's pretty much it. Like I said, everything is pretty much self-explanatory, easy, but man, those things look great on there. I'll give a little demonstration once I pull the car forward a little bit so we can see the whole back end of the car. But other than that, man, this was a simple project, but I'll give you a demonstration in just a second. Alright, grind schoolers, so this is the finished product with the wing and the tail lights. So right now it's the hazard lights. Alright, so now that we got everything all hooked up and we can kind of stand back, you can see the wing back there, and then we got the tail lights installed. I think it came out really nice, man. Like I said, the tail lights look a little different in person. You can kind of tell the difference. Obviously I know my car, but I really like this anvil wing, man. It looks absolutely stunning. And then once I get the stripes removed and get all the rest of the carbon fiber pieces, I think it'll tie well together. But this anvil wing is amazing, man. Looks absolutely stunning. Alright, grind schoolers, that's gonna be it for today's video. As always, thank you for your continued support. The taillight install was not that difficult at all. Like I said, the instructions from the Technostalgia product, they're really good, really thorough. All it is just feeding the wires, connecting them up, and they're all set to go. But like I always say, you guys, work hard so you can live free.